Almighty God, our sons, pride of our nation, this day have set upon a mighty endeavor, a struggle to preserve our republic, our religion, and our civilization, and to set free a suffering humanity. Lead them straight and true. Give strength to their arms, stoutness to their hearts, steadfastness in their faith. They will need thy blessings. Their road will be long and hard. For the enemy is strong. He may hurl back our forces. Success may not come with rushing speed, but we shall return again and again. And we know that by thy grace and by the righteousness of our cause, our sons will triumph. They will be sore tried by night and by day, without rest, until the victory is won. The darkness will be rent by noise and flame. Men's souls will be shaken with the violences of war.
It is the nature of humans to enslave one another, wherever and whenever they can. Great power and wealth can be looted this way. When allowed to, men will do it. It's a war that never ends, a battle whose final curtain is but an intermission while the stage is readied for a new cast of players. 60 years ago today, the curtain rose on the windy beaches of France, where 1 million men would stand against the withering fire of the forces of slavery and say, here is what freedom is worth. It's worth me. Think how different the course of history would have been had they failed at Normandy. Hitler may have been months away from filling the skies with the first jet aircraft, which would have cut our bombers to pieces and chased our fighters from the skies. Imagine what the world would have been like today if this evil lunatic would have won. And for those of us who followed the World War II generation, Adolf Hitler and the National Socialists are somehow less than real. History's like that. It's, kind of like you had to be there. The passing of time has endowed them with an almost cartoon-like quality, a bunch of silly, stupid clowns attempting to goose-step their way to world domination. Nothing could be further removed from the truth. They were not silly, nor were they stupid, and they were far from clowns. They were cold, industrialized, calculating, monstrous, technological human beings. Not only with the means, but also with the will to carry out the master plan for ethnic purity and National Socialism. Ask any survivor of the London bombings. Ask the people with the numbers on their arms. Ask the lawyers, the homosexuals, and the Catholics. Ask the sweet little children who passed beneath the bloody hands of Josef Mengele. 50 years ago today, an entire generation said, enough. They left their factories and their farms, they put down their books and their briefcases, their hammers and their hard hats, and they prepared to die for freedom and for us. These people, for whom life was just beginning, knew about freedom, and they were willing to stop everything, willing to put their dreams on hold and risk losing all of it.
Soldiers, sailors, and airmen of the Allied Expeditionary Force, you are about to embark upon the great crusade toward which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you. The hopes and prayers of liberty-loving people everywhere march with you.
It's very important to consider who these people were. They weren't fighting for material things. They had nothing like the lifestyle we have today. No car phones or big screen TVs. No industries built on instant gratification. If you had 2 cars, you were a millionaire. If they were air-conditioned, you were the freaking president. Look at us, and look at them. This country had given them nothing but the Depression, selling apples and pencils on the street to keep a roof over your head while your dad hit the road looking for a job. No welfare, no extended unemployment benefits, no food stamps, no free health care, no government money for education and retraining. So why did they do it? Why did they rush by the thousands to the recruiting centers to volunteer? because they were the last generation to know what real liberty was. They were the last generation who were not captives of their own endless needs. They were the last generation to be able to tell the difference between freedom and serfdom, and when presented with the possibility of slavery, they would have none of it. There were no bloated bureaucracies filled with professional politicians offering handouts masquerading as rights. The New Deal mentality had not yet begun to sink in and turn us from a nation of givers to a nation of takers. And so they gave. They gave for the one thing they had, freedom. The taste of liberty was still recognizable to them. It had not yet been smothered by the sickening sweetness of the government dole. An entire generation sacrificed their dreams for ours, gave their lives because they believed in us and in freedom's future. I hope those ghosts from the flames aren't looking too closely this D-Day. In the face of tyranny, many of them knew they wouldn't make it across that goal line, so they handed it off to us. They handed it off to the children, and to the children as yet unborn. Hey, kid, they got me by the ankles over here, kid. I'm going down here. Look, take the ball. Run with it. Don't look back. Look, don't worry about me, kid. I didn't have nothing anyway. Besides, freedom and liberty are more important than me, kid, so take it. Come on, just take it and run. Look, nobody's going to remember me. You're smart, kid. You're going to know what to do with it. Just take it and run. Listen, kid, you're the future. I'm the past. Just take the ball and run with it. Don't look back. It's yours now, kid. Hey, don't feel sorry for me, kid, because I was glad to do it. Because I lived my life. Hell, I'm almost 20. Almost 20. Almost 20. Almost 20.
Tomorrow all the things were gone. I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. Well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.